the heart is the most recognizable symbol of Valentine's Day, right? It's not the organ that controls your feelings of love, though. The brain has authority over that emotion, and you're often at the mercy of the chemical reactions happening there. CBC Health columnist Dr. Peter Lynn is here to tell us more. I feel good about this story because it kind of like it's not up to me anymore. It's
That's
not.
Right. It's all in your head.
Yeah. So if you make a mistake, it's okay. But
Perfect.
What is it about our heads that controls our heart then? Is that what it is?
Exactly. So in other words, there's nothing sacred anymore. So now we can scan everything. So when they scan people that were in love, they noticed that there's a deep little spot down deep inside the brain that was firing like crazy. It was releasing this chemical known as dopamine. That same center is also releasing hormones to reward you for things like eating and sleeping and those kinds of things. So finding a mate is good. So therefore you get this reward hormone of dopamine that says you feel good. Your brain also produces something called norepinephrine, which is kind of like adrenaline. Makes your heart beat fast, makes you a little sweaty. It's almost as if it's getting you ready to make your move kind of thing, to pounce. And then one other chemical is serotonin, right? Serotonin drops. Now, why would it drop? It makes you a little bit more obsessive compulsive. So then you want to talk to the person, you want to text the person, you fixate on that person. And so Mother Nature is trying to get you to pick one person and then go be that mate.
Okay, but dopamine sounds like infatuation. Serotonin sounds like that's not going to last forever, right? I mean, how do you make love last then?
Yes. So in other words, the initial part is to have all these hormones make you go crazy, fireworks, and then you pick your mate. And then the next thing, it's all about having babies, right? So if you have a baby, now I got to keep you guys together, okay? So now if we got to keep you together, how do we keep you together? Your brain produces two more hormones, oxytocin and vasopressin. And those two hormones are the bonding hormones. It makes you bond to your partner. So yes, the fireworks fades, but then you get this stronger bonding hormone that now kicks in.
Only if you have children?
No, you don't have to have children. That will kick in automatically.
Okay, so then do people break up because they don't have children?
No, because they think, oh, the fireworks are gone, so therefore I must be out of love. Therefore, I need to find a new person. And so when they find a new person, you get the fireworks, and then guess what? It's going to be gone. So they never wait for that second part of it. And so if they know that, they can actually wait for the second part, then they'll be bonded.
Wait, what am I waiting for? What's the second part?
Oxytocin and vasopressin, those hormones.
And what does that feel like?
Yeah, it's supposed to make you feel like you're comfortable with the person. That's that mature love.
Nobody wants that. Is it the same for men and women?
Sort of. Okay, so women much more connected, okay, as opposed to the men. So men tend to be not so connected. And it turns out that oxytocin thing, when you give labor, when you have childbirth, you produce a lot of that. So the mom becomes bonded to the child. Now the guy is sort of hanging out. The good news is that sex causes oxytocin to go up, so then you can have bonding from there as well.
Wait, so how do you know if it's going to happen at the same time?
We're hoping that it happens at the same time. You got to wait long enough. Because the worry that we have is that people are doing fireworks, no more fireworks, and then I'm out of here. So remember, when the fireworks goes away, the other hormones will kick in.
And then what happens when all of it fades away?
Well, you keep the hormones there, okay? It's interesting. So there are these animals that they were studying, the prairie voles. These are little mouse, okay? And the prairie vole, okay, is very monogamous. So one partner for the whole life. Their cousin, the montane vole, on the other hand, runs around and does whatever it wants. And it turns out the prairie vole has these receptors that receive the information from that hormone, and that's when the bonding happens. The montane, the runaround mole, basically it doesn't have that receptor, and that's why it runs around. So they did an experiment. Take the good ones and block that hormone, and they start running around. So in other words, there may be something in the future that we can actually help along this whole system.
So people who can commit and people who can't commit, it's all scientific?
Part of it is genetic. Okay, so now all of a sudden I could just see all the guys saying, I'm a bad vole. Okay,
yeah,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, that's
But you
it.
can just cut that hormone out.
Exactly. So in the future, there may be something that we can do. But for now, just use the big brain and be the good vole.
Okay, big brain, not big heart.
Yeah, big brain.
Thanks, Dr. Lynn.